I call to order the Committee on House Administration for its organizational meeting for the 114th Congress. A quorum is present, so we'll be proceeding. We are here today to formally adopt for the 114th Congress the rules of the committee, our oversight plan, the parking policy for this Congress, and a resolution to designate the location for electronically posted documents for the purpose of continuing our efforts to improve transparency and public access to legislative materials. And I certainly want to begin by thanking everyone for their attendance here this morning and service to our committee as well, both certainly our returning members and our two new members as well. And so our mission is to ensure the House of Representatives runs efficiently, effectively, and in a way that keeps the People's House accessible to the people. And we have to accomplish all of these goals in a very open and transparent way, and to make sure that members of Congress have the tools that they need to serve their constituents and our nation as a whole. Our committee is principally charged with guarding the foundation of our system of democracy and government, the sacred right to vote. Our committee is responsible for oversight of the Federal Elections Commission and the Election Assistance Commission, which is something this committee has been, on our side anyway, has been trying to eliminate. But at any rate, we are responsible for making certain that our federal elections process remains open and free and fair and operates with the highest level of integrity. Our committee also has oversight role in protecting the House side of the Capitol, the security of the campus here on our side, and certainly determining the operating budgets as well for each member of the House and every committee. Most of what our committee's work doesn't make headlines, but that does not make our work any less important. And we work with our House officers to ensure the safety and security of every member of Congress, their staff, and the millions of visitors who visit our nation's capital each year. In addition to serving as the chair of the House Admin here, I also serve as the vice chair of the House Committee on Homeland Security. And so I certainly understand that security can never be taken for granted, that we always need to constantly evaluate and reevaluate our policies and security protocols, including cybersecurity. And we have to make certain we're doing everything we can to guard this sacred institution. We've had a very sobering reminder of just how real the threats are just 2 weeks ago when the FBI arrested an individual in Ohio for plotting to attack the U.S. Capitol. And that was a result of well-coordinated efforts by our law enforcement agencies, including the U.S. Capitol Police, as a reminder that we always need to remain vigilant. Another large portion of our workload consists of identifying ways to assist members and their staff, both here in D.C. and back in their districts, with their daily operations and communications with their constituents. Each member of this committee was asked to serve because of his or her unique skills and ability to help run this institution in an efficient, transparent way and to protect the integrity of our nation's federal election system and campaign system as well. And so we do have an opportunity here to make a very positive, lasting impact on the way that this institution operates and the way that members serve their constituents. We're here to move this institution forward in a meaningful way, in a service-oriented way, by promoting innovation and, of course, always holding ourselves to the highest levels of accountability to the American people. And then lastly, our committee does significant amount of work with oversight over the Library of Congress and the Smithsonian Institution, and both of those, of course, provide a tremendous amount of resources to everyone. These institutions open the doors toward learning and wonder, and I know I speak for every member here when I say that it is continually important that we work together to ensure that these resources are available for generations to come. A particular point that I'd like to briefly mention is that we were unable last Congress to hold a hearing on the Latino Museum due to scheduling conflicts as we got toward the end of the session, but this is something that we'd like to consider this Congress. I know the ranking member and I have talked about that at length. Let me just take a moment before we go through our resolutions here to briefly recognize the Republican members of this committee. Returning for the 114th, first of all, is Congressman Greg Harper, who represents Mississippi 3rd District. He's in his fourth term in Congress, fourth term on this committee, and we were just chatting about the fantastic job he does, particularly with the Library of Congress, as he serves on that joint committee. And anytime anyone asks me a question about the Library of Congress, I just ask Greg, because he knows everything about it, I think, and they love him at the Library of Congress and have a very high regard and respect for the work that you do there, and so we appreciate that. And Aaron Schock, who is not with us, I think he's in another committee right now, but also represents the 18th Congressional District of Illinois, fourth term on the House and third on this committee. and does just a great job for us. Rich Nugent represents the 11th Congressional District in Florida, third term in the House and on this committee. And with his background as a former county sheriff, I know you were speaking this morning to all of the sheriff and the law enforcement, of which there are many, many who are in the town today. We're going to avail ourselves of your expertise on security, as we were just talking about oversight with the U.S. Capitol Police. And then our two new members as well, Rodney Davis, who represents the 13th Congressional District in Illinois, second term in the House, and first term on this committee, but as a former staffer, actually, before you were elected as a member of Congress, you and I have had many conversations already about various things that happen in the House that could be improved. And so as we really focus this committee's attention on member services and how we can do a better job, we'll be looking for you to with all of those conversations and implement some of your great ideas. And then Barbara Comstock, welcome her to the committee as well. She represents the 10th Congressional District in Virginia. First term, of course, in the House, and she's had a very interesting career, but also was at one point a former staffer in the House. So as I said about Representative Davis, we'll be looking for you for all kinds of various things that we can do to improve member services, as well as everything else that this committee does. But you've really a wealth of government experience and business background as well that I think will be very, very helpful to us. So we're looking forward for the next 2 years as we certainly put the taxpayers first and our institution, how we can run it more effectively, more cost efficiently as well, and working with all of our House officers. This is truly a nonpartisan goal, I think, and I know one, as I say, that our ranking member and all the members of the committee share. So at this time, I'd like to recognize the ranking member, Mr. Brady from Pennsylvania, for his comments.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm happy to be able to join you and my colleagues as we officially begin to work for the 114th Congress. I'd like to welcome back my friends, Ms. Lofgren, who without question is the smartest lady that I know. Just ask her a question on any type of the law, and she can let you know right away whether we're on the right track or the wrong track. Mr. Vargas, again, thank you for coming back. You've got a great background in education. It's my pleasure anytime I can let you do a bill for me. You do a great job up there, and if you keep doing such a good job, I might get you a bigger car. We got to get you a truck or something. That's what you. But I appreciate appreciate you coming back and serving, and as well as my friends on the other side of the aisle, and including our new additions, Mr. Davis from Illinois and Ms. Comstock of Virginia. Welcome. This is a committee that serves all our members. We've been doing that for as long as I've been on this committee, and we make sure that our members get the right information at the right proper time, and make sure that we ask them all the time to make sure that they do contact us before they get contacted by any other committee, and we don't want to see that happen. Our primary purpose is to serve members of the institution. 95% of what we do is a committee done on a bipartisan basis, and I'm very pleased that we have developed a strong working relationship that allows us to get things done. Our Democratic and Republican staffs work extremely well together, as we saw in their ability to organize and execute last year's new member orientation, which is a lot of work and a lot of tireless work, and they did a great job, and every new member always come up to me, and I'm sure they had come up to you and said what a great job our staff has done. While some other committees boast about their ability to work together on a bipartisan basis, our committee actually accomplished that goal. I would like to recommend that the Democratic members support the 4 resolutions before us today: the committee rules, oversight plan, electronic repository resolution, and parking policies have been developed with our input, and I encourage their adoption. Once again, welcome to the members. Welcome you all back, the old members, and Madam Chair, all our returning members. I look forward to the important work of this committee, and needless to say that we work together for a simple reason, because you are a class lady and a pleasure to work with, and from time to time we do know our pay scales, and when it's over our head, we recognize that. You recognize that with me, and I certainly recognize that with you. But we do have to disagree from time to time, but we will never, and I've never seen any time we were disagreeable. So thank you for returning, and thank you again for working with us.
Thank the gentleman very, very much for his comments, and it has been a pleasure to work with you for the last Congress, certainly. And as you say, sometimes we don't agree on every issue, but certainly this committee, for the very most part, is a very bipartisan committee, and we're united really in a common goal of service to our members. And I also appreciate what you've said about the staff. And Representative Comstock can tell us firsthand about the new members' orientation and the staff work that happened on this committee, both our staff on our side and Kyle's sitting behind you and everybody that works for him. And really, I think that was one of the more effective new members orientations that we've had. At least I heard that from a number of folks. And so we really, I can remember laying awake at night thinking, oh my gosh, I wonder if we forgot to tell them this. But then I thought, how would they know? They're brand new. They wouldn't know if we forgot. But I think we covered everything as well as we could, but we can always improve, and so we look forward with some comments on that. Is there any other member that would like to make any comments before we go to the resolutions? Okay. The first item on the agenda is the consideration of the committee resolution 114-1, which is the proposed committee rules for the 114th Congress. I now call before the committee resolution 114-1, the committee rules. And without objection, the first reading of the resolution is dispensed with, and the resolution is considered read and open for amendment at any point. Pursuant to House Rule 11, Clause 2, the Committee on House Administration will adopt written rules governing its procedure. The proposed rules are similar to the rules adopted by this committee during the last Congress, and they conform with the recent changes to the House rules as amended in this Congress. Overall, our committee rules provide for a strong structure to accomplish our oversight and goals for pushing forward legislative initiatives. As we mentioned, we worked with Mr. Brady's staff very closely to update our rules, and we appreciate their input, and hoping that all members will support them. I would recognize Ranking Member Mr. Brady if he would like to make any comment. Okay. Any other comment? Any amendment? If not, then I move that the committee adopt the committee resolution, and the question is on the motion to adopt the resolution. I ask all the members who are in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? If not, the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Motion is agreed to, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. The next item on the agenda is consideration of Committee Resolution 114-2, the Committee Oversight Plan. And I now call before the Committee Resolution 114-2, the Committee Oversight Plan. Without objection, the first reading of the resolution is dispensed with, and the resolution is considered read and open for amendment at any point. Rule 10, Clause 2D of the House Rules state that no later than February 15th of the first session of Congress, the committee shall adopt an oversight plan for that Congress. The oversight plan will focus on carefully examining House operations and identifying ways to innovate and control costs. The committee will also work with the agencies that it has direct oversight of by establishing best practices to improve their services to the members of the staff and both in-person and digital access to information for the millions of constituents visiting these agencies each and every year. I now recognize a Ranking Member, Mr. Brady, if he has any statement on the resolution. No, any other comments? If not, or no further debate, then the question is on whether the committee will adopt the resolution. All in favor of the amendment will signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed will say nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to. Now I move that the committee adopt the committee resolution as amended, and the question is on the motion to adopt the resolution. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. In the opinion of the chairs, the ayes have it, and the motion is agreed to. And without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Third item on the agenda is the committee resolution 114-3, the parking policy for the 114th Congress. Pursuant to House Rule 10, Clause 1, the Committee on House Administration has jurisdiction over the parking facilities used by members, staff, and authorized personnel of the House of Representatives. I call before the committee resolution 114-1, the committee parking policy. Without objection, the first reading of the resolution is dispensed with, and the resolution is considered read and open for amendment at any point. The parking policy for this Congress was created again in consultation with the minority. I certainly want to thank them for their suggestions, the bipartisan work on the parking policy, and I further want to thank the House Parking Security for working with the committee in developing the policy. And of course, due to the Canon construction, only members with a Canon designated member plate can now park in the Canon garage, which is new this year, this Congress, as we have our construction beginning there. Recognize Mr. Brady, Ranking Member, if he has any comment. Being none, any other member like to make a comment or amendment? Then I move that the committee adopt the committee resolution, and the question is on the motion to adopt the resolution. All members in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. Ayes have it. Motion's agreed to, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. The last item on the agenda is Committee Resolution 114-4. This is a designation of an electronic repository. And without objection, the first reading of the resolution is dispensed with, and the resolution is considered read and open for amendment at any point. Pursuant to House Resolution 4, Section 3.0, the Committee on House Administration designates the permanent electronic repository for the public availability of documents as required by Clause 3 of Rule 24. And this resolution designates a website, which is docs, D-O-C-S, .house.gov as a repository. Having this electronic repository allows our House to continually improve the ways that we provide information to our constituents, and there's certainly nothing more important than holding ourselves accountable to the American people and ensuring the public has easy access to legislative material, and that only furthers our efforts to improve transparency, I think, in this institution. Docs.house.gov, the committee live streaming program, and other transparency measures have made the House more transparent than ever before. I want to thank the Speaker's office and the House officers as well for their efforts in this area. I'd like to ask Mr. Brady if he has any comment. Being none, any other member have a comment or amendment? Then I move the committee adopt the committee resolution, and the question is on the motion to adopt the resolution. All members in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All members opposed will say nay. The opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. This concludes all the matters before the committee. Again, I want to thank all of the members for their participation this morning in this very expedient hearing that we had this morning. But I certainly look forward to working with each and every one of you as we go forward into the 114th Congress. And Mr. Ranking Member, we got a lot of work to do, but as you say, we work together very well, and we're looking forward to all of the challenges that are facing our nation and this committee as well. Thank you all very much. With that, meeting adjourned.